In this video, guys, I want to really talk about reframing those tricky situations. Stick around. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so what I mean by reframe those tricky situations. Listen, if you're all about trading psychology, if you're all about improving your discipline and your mindset, this might be 5-10 minutes, how long this video is going to be, well worth listening to. So we're all trying to achieve something in our trading, or most of us are trying to get over a challenge, especially in your early career and your early kind of years of trading. You kind of, my discipline sucks, I can't do this, I can't do that. And there's many things that are holding you back, and you know that you need to deal with them to get to the next level. Now, the good news is that as the years go by, that discipline becomes hardwired as a habit, and you've burned yourself so many times and had so much damage done to you by not sticking to those rules and letting those bad habits roll roost, that they just happen less and less, and you just do less and less and less because you just know that, hey, if I put my hand in that fire, I get burnt. And it took me a while to learn that. So that's the good news. But as you're going through this process, it can seem so frustrating. And you're there and you're telling yourself, why can't I just stick to this simple rule? It's a simple rule. Why can't I just stick to it? All I need to do is this. Why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? You're beating yourself up, beating yourself up, beating yourself up. And we end up just, a lot of traders just give up. They just go, I can't do this, or get so frustrated they end up blowing up, and they're forced to give up because the capital has dwindled to such a low level that they don't want to top it up and they haven't got enough for any margin. Don't be that trader. Something you can do is, in addition to all the things I talked about before, one trick to try is this, is to say, okay, let's say you're trying to do something like a max loss on the day. Common thing for day traders, max loss on the day, but you overrule it. Let's say you got $1,000, just for argument's sake. $1,000 is your max loss allowance for the day. And you hit that $1,000 and something comes over you. You are frustrated. You're annoyed you took maybe a substandard trade. You're annoyed that you now can't trade for the rest of the day. You're angry, you're frustrated. All of those things are boiling up inside you. So what do? You take another trade. And that point there, you just throw any discipline out the window. And you feel that wave, that pang of guilt that gets suppressed by the feeling of euphoria that this trade might get me back to where I was. This trade might be the one that gets me back to zero. This might dig me out of the hole. And you kind of push that guilt to one side, and then every time that guilt comes back again, to the end of the day, when you're down 5 grand and you want it to be down 1, when you go, damn it, why didn't I stop? Why didn't I just do and stick to the rules? And then that wave of regret, that wave of guilt, the wave of frustration, the worthlessness all comes. So what I want to do is, if you're a trader who's struggling with something like this, then try this. Try and reframe it completely. So most people go, right, I've got my rules, I've got this, and I'm also going to stick to my max loss limit. That's okay. That's not good enough. That's a hard way to do things. I recommend, and what seems to work for traders, and it will definitely work for me, was to discard everything and just focus on that one thing. But that's not far enough. So you just say, right, my goal for today is to stick to the max loss limit. That's it. It's not to not chase stuff, it's not to look for the perfect flag trade, it's not to find the exhaustion, it's not to do this, just stick to my max loss limit. That's it. So you're laser focused. But then one step further, taking this to a real pro level, is to say, okay, let me reframe it. Because you're not going to be tested all the time. This is the interesting thing. You're not going to definitely know that you're going to have to quit your max loss today. Maybe make some money today, a couple $100. Maybe make some money tomorrow, next day. So you know when the test is going to come, but you know it's going to come. And you have to pass the test and quit the max loss limit for $1,000. So what about if you reframe it? So rather than it being a negative thing and going, I must do this, say, hey, I can't wait to be tested. And you go, what? I can't wait to lose $1,000. That's ridiculous. But think about it. Because you know that if you're tested and you pass the test and you quit the day on the max loss limit that you've had a history of not doing, then that's taken you one step further to being the trader you want to be. Because you've not done it yet. Or maybe you've done it now and then, but you've not had a consistency. And so when you reframe it as something positive and something to look forward to, by the way, non-traders are looking at this and going, what? How is losing $1,000 in a day something to look forward to? But they're missing the point. Because what it's doing is it's seasoning you, it's hardening you, it's creating an armor so that you can weather that and go, oh man, I don't want to quit for the day. And a couple of bad trades, I'm down $1,000. And you do everything in your might to keep you going, and you go, no, I said I'm going to quit, done. And you shut it down, you walk away. And you get that little bit of confidence, a little deposit in the confidence bank. And then the next day, maybe you make some money. Next day, and it comes on again, you get tested again, you go, no, I want to keep trading. And you quit. Another one in the confidence bank. And if you look forward to it and reframe it as a positive thing, even though in all intents and purposes, losing money is negative, drawdown's negative, all the stuff's negative, 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 negative. If you flip it on its head and go, yeah, test me, come on, test me. Just give me that. I want to be able to, I want to pass the test because I know that I have to pass the test to move forward. Then it changes the game completely. You got a real different approach and mental attitude towards it. Try it out. And even things like limiting trade number. You know, I'm a big advocate of number of bullets for the day. For a day trader, say, hey, I've got 5 bullets for the day, 3 bullets for the day. In other words, 3 trades and I'm done. And very often you get to that 3rd trade, you're like, I just want to take this 4th into the close. You're like, no, I'm sticking to the rule. And being tested and saying, hey, I hope that there's a great setup and I've got no bullets left to take it, because I want to feel that, I want to look it in the eye and go, I'm still sticking to the rule. Not chasing trades, manual stop, walking away from the screen, holding a trade, all the stuff that we're trying to do and improve. Flip it and make it as a challenge. Reframe it and say, hey, I want to be tested by these hard things because at the moment it's not working. I'm failing. I'm falling down when I'm tested. And so to move and to be able to withstand this pressure and this punch and this blow, I need to be tested. If you're a boxer, you can't theoretically go, yeah, I'm going to carry on and I'm going to hit this guy and knock him out. You know, you need to be punched hard to see how you can take the punch. Your guard's not always going to be there. You're not always going to be able to defend yourself. You are going to get whacked. And so as a boxer, you want that. And so as a trader, why not? Why don't you reframe it and say, hey, test me. Make me feel that frustration and pain and urge to override everything, but I still stand up and I go, no, I'm sticking to the rules. Because that reframing into a positive thing, knowing that, hey, yes, if we look at it in a very, very micro fashion, zooming in, is negative. You're losing money. You've run out of things. You've not done this. You've not done that. But actually, if you've passed in the test, you know that longer term, that's going to serve you. So anyway, try that, guys. Try reframing those tricky situations that are just super challenging and seem to be holding you back in your trading. Take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.